Not too long ago, I was out with one of my baseball teams, and I was sitting next to a great friend. I've known him for 10 years. His kid has played on my team, and we were talking, and there was a parent that was at the table, and let's just say he liked to talk about himself. It was pretty evident that he must have been feeling insecure because he kept one-upping everybody. So after the dinner, my close friend said to me, "Have you ever seen the video of the me monster?" I said, "No, I can't say that I have." And he made me watch the video. It's by a comedian, Brian Regan. You can Google it later. You can simply Google video me monster. And it is absolute hilarity for you to watch because a me monster constantly has to one-up someone else, constantly has to hear a story and say, "Hey, that's nothing." And Brian Regan, this comedian, I've never met him, but he's quite funny, talks about the me monster always is me. Me, the me monster simply waits for someone's lips to stop moving so that he or she can speak. It's like the me monster is, what, are your lips, are they done? Now it's time for me. And I will tell you that in recovering from infidelity, quite honestly, us unfaithful spouses, we are me monsters. We just are. I can tell you I'm a recovering me monster. Samantha would tell you that I was an exceptional me monster. Whether it be that I was debating someone, whether it be that I was in an argument with someone, whether it be that I was at a dinner table or at this big event, or just in a conversation with Samantha, I was a me monster. Just waiting for Samantha to stop talking. Just waiting for an opportunity to prove my point, show her that she was wrong, or explain away everything that she was talking about that was convicting or upsetting or right on the nose in terms of my character deficiency or just overall failure in our marriage. When you're a me monster, you make everything about you. It was very evident early on when Samantha would be expressing her pain, her hurt, whatever it was, it would trigger my shame. And rather than being safe, I would allow the me monster to be triggered, and it would be supernaturally fast, lightning quick speed, how I could make this eventually about me and how she had failed and how she had made me cheat or she had made me do X, Y, and Z. It happens quite frequently that a betrayed spouse will start to share their pain and share their hurt and get into how they're feeling. And they're not always trying to attack, they're not always trying to put it on the unfaithful, they're just simply sharing their pain. And we unfaithful start to make it about us. We're not making it safe for them. We're not listening to them. We're making it about us and our pain. Well, I know that you're hurting, but look at what I've lost, or look at all the pain that I've gone through, or look at how I've made these horrible mistakes, and I'm so worthless, and I'm so this, and I'm so that. Me. My gracious submission to you today is that we all have a me monster inside of us. That doesn't mean that anytime you talk about yourself that you're being a me monster. It doesn't mean that anytime you talk about your successes or your feelings that you're a me monster. And the last thing that you want to do is lash out at your spouse or partner and say, "You're being a me monster," because that's not going to work. But I would hope that you would look internally today and identify the fact that you can be a me monster. You're not perfect. And you have your own pain and you have your own hurt and you have your own insecurities. We all do, we're human. But when our me monster gets loose, man, the end result is damage. The end results are lack of compassion, lack of empathy, and extreme alienation between us and the ones that we care about, primarily in this discussion, our partner or spouse. Our me monster gets loose when we can't empathize with what our spouse is saying. Our me monster runs ragged when all we're concerned about is our own pain and our own hurt and our own losses. And I have to be honest and tell you that us unfaithful, man, we're experts at our me monster. We feed it constantly. And I want to just appeal to you today to recognize that you have a me monster lurking inside of you. To recognize that the more that you feed that me monster, unfaithful, the more that you're going to alienate the ones that you love. The more that you're going to alienate your spouse who you're trying to connect with. Connection is the bedrock of not only marriage, but repair work and recovery work and safety. The more that you are allowing your me monster to run ragged, the more that you're going to miss the opportunity to draw them closer. When our me monster gets loose, it's probably because our shame or our insecurities have been triggered. When I sit with people now, and I just did this recently, this was a major me monster. So much so I looked over at Samantha and we both were like, we've got to get out of here quickly. And it's a difficult thing to rein in your me monster. It's a difficult thing, but you can do it. I can't stand to talk about myself anymore. I've just learned that I'd rather talk about other people. I'm not perfect. It's still a work in progress. We're all a work in progress. But Samantha would tell you that I have done a lot of work to try and reel in the me monster. Samantha has a me monster too. She knows it's there. She's gotten so much better at identifying when her me monster gets loose. I seem to have a pretty good finger on the pulse of when my me monster is operating, but Samantha's different. Samantha won't recognize it usually till later, and then she'll come back and go, hey, I see how I was focused on A, B, and C. And it could be any different way of observation that works in your own life. But I want to challenge you today. What are you doing with your me monster? How big is your me monster? Have you asked your spouse to help you identify when your me monster is getting loose? I assure you, this can be life-changing for you. It was life-changing for me. And whenever I feel the me monster inside of me wanting to come out, I've learned to check myself. I hope you can also start to do some work on this, because as long as this is an operation in repair work, it complicates everything. It'll undermine your therapy sessions. It'll undermine your group work. It'll undermine your one-on-ones with your spouse. It'll completely shred connection. The next time that you're having a heart-to-heart with your spouse or partner, I encourage you, be mindful of your own monster. Keep it in check. Focus on what they are feeling and sharing, not just waiting for their lips to stop moving.